Hello, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm back this week to review Frasier Episode 3. I was loving the reboot with the first two episodes. Episode 3 is called All About Eve. But hey, free tip, it isn't. Yeah, we're back this week, and in this episode, it's all about Eve. She is a single mom with her kid, and she's looking for a little bit of a time off. But the episode opens up with a great surprise. Frasier goes into his office, and who's there? Boom, it's Roz from the old Frasier show. I do miss Roz and Niles and Marty and Daphne, of course, but it's great to see them pop in now and then. With season 1 already under our belt, I already like a lot of the new characters, so seeing Roz or someone come back in just feels like sprinkles on top of the already fun show we're getting. But yeah, it's nice to see her back. Frasier's surprised by her. She comes to hang out with him because she'd come in to see her daughter, and her daughter canceled on her. So now she's like, well, I got no plans. I might as well see what you're up to. And of course, he's doing something boring, having some sherry and going out to a museum event or something. But she says she's going to, tag along and go anyway. And I'm like, all right, great. I'm in on this. I'm interested to see where this is going. So later on, when the party gets going, Frasier's there with Alan and his son, Freddie, and they're hanging out, and they got Olivia there from work. She's there too, and they're all just going to go to this, drink sharing, go to this boring thing. And then Eve from across the hall bursts in, and, her plans are ruined because she's got no one to watch the baby. And then when Roz comes in, she's like, you know what? You're a single mom. I don't want to go with these boring guys. Well, you got all these men here. They can take care of them. We'll go have a girls' night out. And it was super hilarious. Olivia, the girl who works at the school, she's like, oh, can I come? And Roz like, oh, if you want. She's like, okay, no take backs. I was like, oh, she's like, I don't get out very much. And they're like, oh, really? And she just makes random references all night to things I don't know what they're about. She's hilarious in this episode. She's great. So they go off and have a girls' night, and they leave the baby with the boys, Frasier, Alan, and his son Freddie. And it is hilarious. It's kind of like 3 Men and a Baby, not like from the old movie from '87 with Tom Selleck and Ted Danson. But in this, it's Frasier, Alan, and his son Frederick. So they get the baby. They're like, I'm not sure what to do with this. They go to a restaurant because they think that's going to be a better setting. And it is hilarious. They do not know how to take care of a baby or what they're doing, which is funny because Frasier Freddie's right there. He should have some kind of clue. It really starts getting interesting, though, once they do actually get the baby to the restaurant. And the girls are off. They're having their girls' night out. They went to one place. It seemed kind of boring. So Eve's like, oh, you know what? I used to go out all the time to this one place. They've got poetry and a nice bar, a speakeasy. It's going to be great. And when they get there, she realizes, she's a single mom, doesn't go out very much anymore. It's now like a crab place or something. Total looks pretty lame, but they're like, you know what? Whatever. They make the best of it. They just start drinking there. They have really really conversation. But like I said, the restaurant with the boys, that's where it's really funny. Like I said, it's like 3 Men and a Baby. None of them want the baby. They don't know what to do with it, and they're all kind of sitting around, and Frasier's like, well, we'll just take turns. I'll go to dinner. Maybe you guys can watch it. And Alan's like, well, I'm not taking care of it. He looks at the baby. He goes, hiss. He hisses at it. Frasier, you can't hiss at a baby. And Alan's like, well, I guess I just did. That disqualifies me. The look on their face was priceless. You can't do that. But he totally did. And then they start getting free drinks, and people start sending over food and stuff. And they're like, oh, and then a girl comes by and says, oh, isn't that so nice? You got the baby out. Then they realize they can use this to their advantage. So that boring museum opening party Frasier's going to, oh yes, they take the baby. So when they take the baby to the party, they're getting free drinks. All the girls are coming up to them. So they work on a plan where they're passing the baby back and forth between them in the stroller to take advantage. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. And all the women were like, oh, it's so nice you're taking care. And he's like, yeah. And then they're supposed to have him in bed by 8, and he's out a lot later than that. So they do decide to, give him to David. He's back at Frasier's apartment because they don't want to have the baby out too late. They're semi-responsible. So then they don't want to lose the advantage, though, because everyone thinks they have a baby. So they have fake babies. They get a crib a stroller with nobody in it. Alan wraps a wrap around him like he's carrying a baby, but it's just liquor bottles. And they keep it up all night trying to keep the lie going. And then the girls, oh my goodness, they show up at the party. They bust them. They're like, the guy's like, no, the baby's not here. It's actually with David back at the apartment. And David is taking care of the baby and doing great. Really likes him. He's like Niles' kid. He's really like a new replacement for Niles, I always say. But he was funny. He came in and he was just like with the baby. Everything was going perfect. There were no problems at all. When three of them together couldn't take care of it. And you find out that Alan is getting a little bit estranged from his family. So the girls, for their punishment, are going to make them watch the baby here and there. They weren't going to include Alan, but Frasier made sure he gets included. That's what's nice about this. Frasier and Alan, even though Alan's kind of a joke character, they do have some cool moments. They've been friends for a long time. You get a little bit of character development. And you get a lot of fun. One of the complaints I was hearing about this was that it's kind of the same thing every week. I love it. I'm here for what we're getting each week. This is a great show. This is another great episode. I laughed a lot during it, and it's easy to recommend to anyone. So another episode down, another great time had by me enjoying Frasier. I can't wait for next week's episode, and thanks so much for watching this far, guys. Really appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe, and remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.